Hello, today we're going to be talking about taking the derivative of a composite of two functions. The rule that we use to take the derivative of a composite of two functions is called the chain rule. Now we say the derivative of f composed with g of x is equal to the derivative of the outside function, f of x. We leave the inside alone, g of x. Then we multiply it by the derivative of the inside function. And so this is called the chain rule. So the derivative of the outside function, f being the outside function, g being the inside function, we leave the inside alone. Then we multiply it by the derivative of the inside function. So, for example, if we were to let h of x equal the square root of x squared plus 1. The outside function would be the square root of x. The inside function would be x squared plus 1. So if we were to look at this as f composed with g of x, we would let f of x equal the square root of x, and we would let g of x equal x squared plus 1. That's the inside function. Now, notice that we want the derivative of f and we want the derivative of g. So, the derivative of f, is prime equals. Now, we can't take the derivative of the square root of x as it is. We first need to write it in its exponential form. So we can write this as x to the 1/2 prime, which equals 1/2 times x to the negative 1/2. And so that is the derivative of x to the 1/2. For g of x, or g prime of x, we would just take the derivative of 2x plus 1, which is the power rule, 2 to the front, subtract 1. So that's going to be 2x. And then the derivative of 1, which is a constant, is 0. So we have these two derivatives. So to look at h prime of x, that equals f prime of g of x times g prime of x. Okay? So we know that the derivative of f is 1/2 x to the negative 1/2. But instead of x, I'm going to write g of x, which is the inside function, x squared. So this is going to be 1/2. And again, instead of x, I'm going to rewrite the inside, x squared plus 1, to the negative 1/2. Then I'm going to multiply it by the derivative of g, the inside function, which is 2x. And so that would be a not reduced form of the derivative. So let's do this one more time, but in faster pace, at a faster pace. So we're looking at the square root of x squared plus 1. I'm going to rewrite this in power form, so d dx. This is going to be x squared plus 1 to the 1/2. I'm then going to do the chain rule, the outside function being the power to the 1/2. So I'm going to pull the 1/2 to the front. I'm going to rewrite the inside. I'm going to subtract 1 from 1/2, which is negative 1/2. And then I'm going to times it by the derivative of the inside. So I'm going to rewrite this x squared plus 1 prime. So then my final step, this is 1/2 times x squared plus 1 to the negative 1/2 times 2x. And as you see, we have the same answer. These are just two different approaches you can make to take the derivative of the same function.